On May the 9th, 2017, you wrote a memo to Attorney General recommending Comey termination. That same day, the President terminated him. On May the 12th, you sent an email to Mueller that said, quote, "The boss and his staff do not know about our discussions," end of quote. On May the 16th, the day before you appointed Mueller, you emailed a former Deputy Attorney General and said, quote, "I am with Mueller. He shares my views. Duty calls. Sometimes the moment chooses us," end of quote. When you referenced the boss, who were you referring to? And did you discuss appointing Mueller with any Obama administration officials? If so, who?
Thank you very much, Senator, for asking that question. You know, as a criminal investigator, we found emails were very useful evidence, but sometimes they can be misleading because they're out of context. And if you allow me the time to explain both of those emails, the first one refers to the fact that I had talked to Director Mueller about the possibility, if I found it necessary to appoint a special counsel, whether he would be available. It was really determining whether I had that option. I had not made a decision whether to appoint him. And Jeff Sessions, as many of you know, is one of the most principled people I've ever met in Washington. He recused from that investigation. His position was, I'm not going to discuss it. I'm recused from the investigation. So what happened there was that General Sessions had reached out independently to Director Mueller to ask him to come in for advice about whether to, about a new FBI director. There are a lot of things going on at the department at that time. One of them was the appointment of a new selection of candidates for a new FBI director. And so that hasty email, which I know some in the media have misconstrued, I was simply alerting Director Mueller, when you talk to the boss, Attorney General Sessions, keep in mind he doesn't know anything about the Russia investigation. And it's an example, Senator, of how these things can be misconstrued. It's actually a very innocent email. Same thing with the other one, and that's a little bit longer of a story, but it also related to the search for an FBI director. I believe when I sent that email, I was actually in the White House counsel's office. I was meeting with the Deputy White House counsel, and we were talking about potential candidates for FBI director. And I had been speaking with the former Deputy Attorney General you have in mind, trying to encourage him to apply for the job. And he was resistant, he was reluctant to apply for the job. And I was actually lobbying to get him to apply for the job. In fact, I asked Greg Katzis to call one of our former Attorneys General to talk to the former Deputy Attorney General and encourage him to apply. I think when I said I'm with Mueller, I meant that literally, that Mueller was with me at the White House. And when I said you need to step up, I meant he needed to step up. I was encouraging him, the former Deputy Attorney General, to step up and apply to be FBI director. So it's a completely innocent email. I certainly understand out of context how it looks nefarious, but I can assure you, Senator, I've been in the department, I had been in the department for 30 years. Those emails are all preserved. I wouldn't be putting anything nefarious in emails. Hopefully I wouldn't be saying anything nefarious at all, but certainly wouldn't be putting it in email.